Today's IGN podcast is brought to you by Fox Digital Copy. It's so easy to view movies on your iPod. Find out how to insert, transfer, go at foxdigitalcopy.com.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to the latest edition of Podcast Beyond.
Beyond!
What's up? I'm your host, Chris Roper, editor-in-chief of the IGN PlayStation team. The whole cast is here.
Woo-hoo!
Ryan is back from Japan.
Yay!
I survived.
Greg, what's up?
Nothing.
Jeff, how's it going?
Pretty good.
Ryan,
I
what's
already
the dealio?
established that I'm here.
What it do?
What
What
it
it
do?
do,
What it
nephew?
do?
What it do?
What it do, nephew?
Suck it.
Oh, man. Ryan, we're going to come back to your TGS efforts in
I
a
know,
bit.
there's
So we're
a
not
lot of
gonna,
stuff to talk
We're not
about.
going to ignore you. We got a reader question or two
Yeah.
about what you did. So we'll
No problem.
We'll come back to that in a bit. But let's start the show with the Roper Report.
Time for some news.
Not too much interesting stuff on here. One that Greg will be very happy about. But let's get right into this. Let's see. Obama is advertising in games, in EA games, and a bunch of them like Burnout and Madden and NHL and
It's an interesting, good move. First candidate ever to do this.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's pretty good.
I'm
yeah,
not
I guess
Candidates
the,
have the money to do this.
I'm not going to give away my political views or anything, but I like Barack Obama.
there you go.
Wow, that's subtle.
Yeah.
I'll give away my views. I'm totally gay for Barack Obama.
Wow.
Well-
You're Obama boy, is that?
Yeah,
it?
you're Obama.
Oh yeah,
boy.
totally. I should do that. I should do that IGN.
You got a crush on Obama?
Yeah.
Please don't.
There we go. But the ads are pretty basic. They just say, if I can remember correctly, early voting has started or early voting has begun, then has a link to vote for change or whatever that is. And whatever link is on there, and then his picture. So it's not really game related so much. It's just in the games, and
Right.
just a normal billboard.
Yeah,
And-
well, that's what the other billboards are. Too,
yeah,
right?
exactly. I mean, it's the same thing as going on everywhere else. It's a pretty cool use of the dynamic in-game advertising. Something very, it's happening now, and pretty cool, I think. Let's see. Greg's good news of the week is that Ghostbusters seems to have been
Yeah.
picked up by Atari.
Yeah. From the mouth of Dan Aykroyd.
Yeah, Dan Aykroyd was on a morning show or
In
something.
Dallas, yeah.
Yeah, on Dallas, and mentioned that Atari was, doing the game. So that's
Of course,
pretty
no
cool.
official comment from either Terminal Reality or Atari.
Exactly, but it seems pretty official. It's coming
Like Dan
from.
Aykroyd would lie.
Yeah, exactly.
When has he ever led us astray?
Come on.
He is the heart of
Brothers
the,
2000.
come on. He is the heart of the Ghostbusters, ladies
Yeah.
and gentlemen.
The latest firmwares for both the PS3 and PSP are out now. You can go download them as of yesterday. I
They
think it
will
was.
redefine the way you think of PlayStation.
Yeah, well, yeah. The PlayStation Store is finally available on the PSP because of the PSP 5.0 update.
Yeah.
So you can now go buy stuff directly to the system. That's pretty cool. The PC Store should be down by this point. I haven't checked in the past day, but it should be down
Oh,
at
wait,
this
it
point.
was down. I checked
Okay.
it out. It was down.
And then in a couple weeks, it'll come back up in some new sort of revamped form, although Sony is not saying what's going to be in there yet.
PSP Plus store.
Yeah, but we'll see what's going to happen with that thing, so that's pretty cool. The PS3 end is minor kind of stuff.
It's all little trophy details and whatnot.
Yeah, like the
now I can see how long you've been signed off now. And
Yeah,
stuff
it tells you that, which
Yeah.
I think is cool. It shows you your percentage to your next level for trophies, which I think is kind of neat. When you get a trophy, it's supposed to show you the icon in there along with the actual
Yeah,
trophy
I was
picture.
fun last night when I was going around doing Dead Space and Blitz and stuff.
Yeah, so it shows you that. So
Does SOCOM headset implementation.
yeah, SOCOM
Oh, yeah,
headsets
yeah.
in there, so that's
Which
all
is the
pretty
big
cool.
thing.
And what I think is pretty cool if somebody uses it is screenshot support is now built into the SDK that goes along with the firmware. It's not a mandatory thing. It doesn't work automatically in the system, but should a developer want to, they can put in basically a shortcut. You press whatever button they assign to it, and it would just take a screenshot and just drop it into your pictures gallery. So that would be pretty awesome, especially for us. We can upload 10 trillion screens. So hopefully that actually gets used by people.
I won't do that.
Nah,
10 trillion, no.
yeah.
5 trillion.
You
That
don't
would-
need that many.
That would be handy for us taking screens, though.
yeah,
Yes,
it's
it
a
would.
pain right now.
Marvel vs. Capcom 2 rumors hit the interwebs this week, possibly
When
coming
has the
to.
interwebs ever lied?
Yeah, exactly. The
It is a voice for
rumors
truth.
are sort of, kind of going around and circulating and twirling like a tornado, but we will see where they actually wind up. But it seems like it could arrive on the PlayStation Network and Xbox Live. There's also PS2 and original Xbox SKUs apparently in this
What?
thing. Something, I don't know.
time.
So, yeah, who knows? Who knows exactly the thing of this? I'm thinking that a PSN and Xbox Live likely release is likely.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see. And then the last bit of news I'll mention today is that the PSP 3000 is out.
Woo! I saw it in Target last night.
You can go buy it.
It's
I'm
at
sort of-
Target.
Although, should we also bring in the breaking news?
What is the breaking news?
The supposed breaking news now is that
Oh,
there
yes.
is a BioShock 2 teaser trailer at the end of the retail copy of BioShock once you beat it.
But it is not in the debug version that you played through.
No.
it-
Let's
Okay.
not dance around it.
It is
Just
not.
played 4 minutes of Bioshock, everybody. Confirm.
Greg, I will stab you.
It's
no,
the same.
Money ad.
Yeah, it's the same thing as the 360 copy. I don't need to play it.
Well, plane
No, it's-
crash, just like 360 probably all the same.
He didn't even play. He just watched the opening
Yeah,
cutscene.
splicers and the genetic thing.
Looks the same.
No, the review copies that all the press were given had the trailer actually locked on the disc and unavailable to us to actually check out.
Lame.
But the review copies and the excuse me, the review and the retail copies are the exact same copies. So once you beat it on the retail copy, you will actually unlock this trailer in the extras category on the main menu option,
Gotcha.
and you'll be able to view it at any point in time. And there's already a couple people that managed to get their hands on it somehow, either breaking embargo in stores or whatever.
Hook or crook.
And
Stick it
it's
up
out
on
on
YouTube and stuff, yeah.
So
So you can see it in all kinds of places. It's called Sea of Dreams.
Sea of Dreams.
Sea of Dreams.
BioShock 2, Sea of Dreams.
I just jumping off of the PSP 3000 stuff. Have you guys actually seen it in person yet
No.
at all?
No.
Oh, okay. Because that's something that was also at the show that they had a back-to-back. They were showing Resistance Retribution, and they happened to have a 2000 and 3000. And they were showing it side by side. And I can talk about that now or later.
Just-
Yeah, no.
ahead.
But basically, I was actually kind of surprised because I didn't really expect much, but it is a noticeable difference in screen quality. Like, it was extremely sharp, very bright on the 3000 as opposed to the 2000. And apparently they've eliminated a lot of the ghosting issues that were often,
That's very good.
criticized on the PSP's original design. So
I can finally play the GTA games.
yeah, I mean, if you want to
Oh.
pay the money to have like a better screen, it is a better screen. I don't know if you'd think it's $175 worth of better screen, but
But did
Well,
they
for all
actually
the
say
awesome
what the
games coming out this year, I'm sure.
I
did
know.
they say what the battery life was supposed to be though? I mean, because it's supposed to
No,
be shorter.
that wasn't.
Well, they were saying that it's.
They said it was shorter at first, and then they retracted
Came
that
back
statement.
and said that it was actually gonna be about the same.
Yeah.
Because there's the screen takes more battery, but other things they've done make it take less, so it all comes out in the wash. So
Yeah, I mean, they only had it on for a little while for us to see. We didn't actually test
And then
it.
it died. I don't know what was wrong with it.
Then it imploded.
Then it started on fire.
So now, speaking of games you can play on your PSP, Greg, what's coming out this week?
Well, thanks to the official IGN list of upcoming PlayStation software on all 3 platforms by the IGN editors,
It's a list. It's so good. It's a list.
I have many
I tried
games.
to do
It's a
something new
big
today.
week for games. Not on the PSP. PSP has FIFA 09.
Oh.
PS3 is Rock Revolution.
Oh.
Legend of Spyro.
Favorite game.
SOCOM. Golden Axe Beast Rider. Saints Row 2. FIFA 2009. Dead Space.
Yay!
Blitz the League 2. PS2. Dokapon Kingdom. FIFA 09. Tak Guardians of Gross. Bratz Girl Rocking. I can't read my handwriting. There's a new Bratz Girls Rocking Hard game or something. Avatar: The Last Airbender: Intro to the Inferno.
Man,
Something Inferno.
This is a crazy list. Jeff, you want to before we get to pick of the week? Jeff, you want to chime in with
Pick of the week!
with some PSN updates? Do we know what's going to happen today?
We have a slight glimpse from Blogneck, who's recovering from his sake. He
I didn't see Blogneck.
he parties like a rock star, man. I'm telling
They're
you.
like, all right.
Thank you. According to Zombie Blogneck, supposedly according to Blogneck, Deadhead Fred and PQ2 will be available on the PSN today as downloadable PSP titles. And for those people that are in the closed home beta, there's a Far Cry 2 home space that has been created.
I'm going
for
to
you
have to check
explore.
that out.
Bro, we should go dance there.
Yeah.
You should.
Let's go put a little
with
bubble
the bubble
machine
machine.
dance.
Oh, we can
down?
try out our new headsets too.
Yeah, there we go.
All right. Now this is not confirmed whatsoever. However, Plunder made its arrival on Xbox yesterday, right? So
Yeah.
there should be a
So
good chance
in theory,
it'll be coming
Age
today.
of Booty.
Oh,
Yeah,
right.
Age
Sorry.
of Booty.
I like the original Good
Yeah.
Team.
Age
Yeah.
of
I
Booty
don't like
should
that. I don't
also
like
be
the title Age of Booty.
Thank you.
Sounds
should
too
also be
immature.
sailing onto the PSN as well.
It's a good game. You should pick that up.
There we go. All right, and we're gonna do something new here. So let me skip ahead to a piece of mail from Angry Shadow Man, who a couple other people commented on this. Says, how come we
Mini
guys? How come we never go? Yeah, mini mail. How come we never go around the room anymore and talk about what we've been playing? They know that Jeff's been playing Dead Space and all that sort of thing, and a couple people just want more personality to see what we've been playing in the game, what we think of it. So what
We're
we're gonna
dripping
do,
with personality.
yeah. So what we're gonna do is before we get to pick of the week,
Pick of the week.
Pick of the week!
help you guys figure out why we're picking whatever pick of the week is.
Pick of the week?
We're going to go through all the games that we just mentioned here. This is going to be a long one because we're in the crazy release season.
Yeah.
But we'll chime in our own thoughts on what these games are.
Wait, we're gonna do this on every game?
Well, if
The majority of good ones?
Yeah, for the
That
ones
are
that
in
we've
the running.
played. Well, no, just anything we've played.
I've got some hot tips about brats.
We all
I don't know
haven't
about you
played.
guys.
We all
The
haven't
game I
played
can't
all of
remember
these
the full
games.
title of.
Just the tip
But
for
we can mention
brats?
these things. Like,
Okay.
for instance, I'm playing Golden Axe to review it later today.
It's brats. Girls really rock. Sorry. There it is.
Okay. But I can tell you that I'm
Nice
playing
rescue.
Golden
Yeah,
Axe for
Golden Axe.
review later
Beast
on
Rider.
today.
Thoughts?
It's terrible. I hate the game.
You call this over? There are boobs in it.
There
There
are
are
boobs
boobs.
of naked women.
There are tid boobies.
Sorry. That's what
Tell
it
me
is.
more how
But
this
they're,
naked women work.
No, they're already dead.
I know.
There was
Dead
one
women. Dead
one-
women boobs, right?
One that was hanging from a noose, and two other ones that were slain on the ground. And it's like, first
That
off,
doesn't sound very
First off, the
attractive.
graphics aren't very good, so it's not really
Yeah.
great anyway. And then secondly, they're dead, so that's sort of like necrophilia, kind of.
Yeah.
So anyway, but I hate
Kind
that. I hate that game. Something awful.
Okay.
It-
Wow.
It's terrible.
Huh.
I really despise it.
Game of the year nominee?
You've played Rock
Yes,
Revolution.
absolutely. And I have also played Rock
Oh,
Revolution, and that game is
God,
a giant
that-
POS as well.
That game's
God,
horrible.
it's so bad.
Oh, the
that game
drum
is
kit is
horrible.
ridiculous.
The drum kit
It's
is
all pressed together.
the drum kit is pretty much impossible to play.
Everything's on top of it.
The
Yeah.
kick drum. So if you play Rock Band or what you've seen of Guitar Hero so far, the kick drum is a bar that goes across the whole screen, right? So you have the separation between what's in with your hands and then your foot. It's a whole bar. On Rock Revolution, it's just another one of the buttons. You have 7 freaking buttons on the screen.
And you don't
little
really
things.
know which one
and
is
it's
actually
the
the kick.
middle one, the orange middle one. I think it's orange. Happens to be the kick drum, and separating that in your mind, and then also the drums are all from these. It's not in a line, so you have to go. Which color is this? And if you're playing in the dark. Because we have a projector, so you have to turn the lights down. You can't see the colors anymore, and then it's like it's a
disaster.
it's really bad.
wreck.
Colin actually managed to accidentally hit the orange indicator just because he was keeping rhythm, because
Yeah.
he's used to keeping rhythm with the kick.
Yeah.
And he's like, where the hell's the orange? And it was throwing him off with all the other notes because he couldn't find it.
Right.
And then realized that it was actually the kick.
Man, there was some. I was playing some song where if you play any of the good music games, and you come and you're playing on expert or whatever, and you come to the crazy solo. There's notes all over the screen. You got to follow them.
Yeah.
Feels like you're playing the solo for real, sort of. Kind of pretend anyway. This game, I was playing some sort of where it was all over the fretboard basically, and in the game it was just 2 notes back and forth. I'm like, and it was way slower than the notes are coming. I'm like, this is not
And it's a
expert
bad
mode
cover.
or whatever. I'm like, yeah, and it's bad covers. When you go to the song selection screen, it doesn't even tell you the band. It just tells you the name of the song, so you don't even know what. So, it's epic fail all
of work.
over the place. Yeah.
Epic
What else
fail.
is on this list that came out here?
Dead Space.
Dead Space.
Obviously,
Everybody
we're all-
everybody
Awesome.
likes that game.
I'm also gay for that.
Yeah.
Barack Obama
You know what?
and Dead Space.
We should get you the Onichambra bikini that came in so you can do your video.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Blitz the League. You guys were playing a little bit with Nate yesterday.
Yeah.
the
I
day
played it.
before.
I went we got it, and I was like, it has trophies in it. It's a third-party game with trophies. I'm gonna go home tonight and try to get some trophies in between. We also got Little Big Planet. Not talking about it there, but I was playing that, and then I was gonna play some Blitz, and then I was gonna go to Dead Space because I like to play Dead Space when it's dark in the house and it's quiet
Yeah.
and it's nighttime. So, anyways, yeah, I did Blitz and did one game of that, and
That was it.
that was probably
How
enough
many
for
trophies
me,
did you
man.
get for it?
One.
All right. Yeah.
I thought they'd be
Yeah.
really easy because Blitz is like the arcade, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And there's no tutorial. Like, I started the campaign mode, and I thought it'd be like, all right, first let's hit the training field and learn all the buttons, and it didn't. It just put you in the game.
Well,
And I
don't
was
they
like,
have an external tutorial mode or something?
well, probably, but I thought starting campaign would be enough too. You know what I mean? Just whatever. You could skip it there, maybe. First off, how many people go from signing their contract to playing their first game? There's a practice, and they're generally for
Right.
sports people. There wasn't this one, so I was learning as I played, and it was like one of the things is throw for 5 touchdowns, get in, and then get 5 sacks. And I was like, well, it's arcade Blitz. It should be easy enough to do
Yeah.
it. And I got like 5 touchdowns, but I couldn't get back there quick enough. And I was
Yeah.
like, whatever. So I got won the first game.
Yeah. SOCOM is on here. Jeff, you've been trying to download the patch for it.
Yeah. God damn.
Okay, so here's the deal.
Jeff
So
just threw his pen.
talk about this. A lot of people have been wondering where our SOCOM review is. Now, here's the thing: is it was just a lot of scheduling and planning conflicts between getting us code and all that kind of stuff. Since TGS was last week, all the people that were involved with the game on Sony's side to send it to us were over in Japan, so it was sort of like we weren't getting the code and all this sorts of it's
So pretty much for the longest time we've only had access to the beta, and that's been for those of you that were in the beta, like all the issues that were going on with that, with all the patches and everything else that was going on. Like, you could still play some games every now and then, but the servers weren't necessarily that good. So, like you, we pretty much had to wait until we managed to get the retail copies of the game.
Which was yesterday.
So yesterday afternoon, we got those in. I went home after doing all the other stuff, like getting the Bioshock review written and posted and everything else. Went home and tried to install the game for the mandatory 10 minutes that it needs, and then tried to download the patch. And I honestly spent more than 6 hours doing this. Like, I stopped, watched the debate, went back online hoping that like people might be playing or the servers might be okay, and I stopped trying to download the patch at 3 o'clock this morning, and I still could not get the damn patch to go on my home system. Wow. And it was just ridiculous. So I just managed to install the patch before we came in to do the podcast. So with all that being said, today will be the very first time that I will actually play the full retail copy of the game. So it will be a while until we actually get the review.
By the time the podcast is live.
Oh yeah. You know, I've got my team of trained monkeys writing it right now as we speak.
Yeah, so realistically we'll see the review early next week. So that does it for. Has anybody else played any of these other games here? That's pretty much. I mean, clear. Obviously, the pick of the week right now is Dead Space.
Whoa.
Dead Space is the clear winner.
Yeah, definitely.
I think we're all with it, right?
Awesome.
I haven't played it yet.
No,
I got it on my shelf. It's ready to go. I don't remember if I actually opened the cellophane or not, but I have to. I actually did open it to make sure the disc was okay because I think it fell out like all stupid PS3 games.
Yeah.
But I gotta wait for holiday season.
Yeah.
Because
Be prepared to fall in love with Isaac.
You never go
Those
down.
blue eyes of his.
I'm ready for that. So there you go. There's that. Pick of the week is. Pick of the week is Dead Space. Moving on with the show.
Moving on.
Trophy tips, just the tip. So we got a couple things. I got one. We'll close out the segment with it,
okay.
or I can open it with
Whatever,
it. No, I'll end
got
with
stuff.
it. I end with it because it's got stuff people have to write down or remember. So if you want to get your pen to write down the name of something, then we'll do the rest of the tips.
So look for your pen now. Walk around with your iPad, and we'll keep talking.
Yeah.
Or your PSP. If
Yeah.
you're
So
cool.
what do you got?
I have Dead Space ones. I'm sure Jeff can help us out here too.
Sure.
For sure. The ones I am noticing is that you need to. There's trophies for getting numbers of kills with your weapons.
Yes.
So you need to upgrade whatever weapon you're shooting for, and then when you're done, stop upgrading that weapon and go to the next one. You're going if you're trying to do all these trophies on round one.
Yes, yeah. There's a couple different things. One is you have dismemberment trophies. So there's ones where you get it for like I think
20, 100, 500.
Yeah, like 20, 100, and 500 dismemberments. So
Or is it? It's not 500 and 1,000, is it? Am I right about that?
It's some like number. I think it's like 100, 500, and 1,000. And so pretty much it's just blowing off arms, heads, legs. Like,
Do you get if you blow up an arm and then a leg from the same creature? Is that two?
It counts as two, I believe.
Okay.
So you pretty much wind up going through, like, you'll only get the last strategic dismemberment trophy on the second playthrough because there aren't that many monsters that you'll be able to do this.
Will you get the 500 in the first one?
You can get the 500 on the first one, though.
Do you keep all your stuff equipment-wise?
With the New Game Plus, you do keep all your equipment.
But you have to play in the same difficulty.
But you do get stuck on the same difficulty, which a lot of people were annoyed by me saying, and my problem was not, it's going to be like such an easy thing for you to go through. It's more that the game doesn't scale. So because you start back with everything powered up, you blow through the game automatically on the same difficulty level.
That's what I'm looking forward to.
You should have either the game scale when you do a New Game Plus, or it should be one of those things where impossible really is impossible, but you have a chance at least like have it like bottoming out or making it a little bit more challenging with some of the newer things. But it's like, okay, now the monsters mutate twice, or they do something like unexpected. So that's what I was trying to talk about in the review. But the other thing that you were talking about, which is the secondary, just the tip, is that once you upgrade weapons, there's trophies for upgrading them fully, but there's also trophies
for all of them. I mean,
yeah,
that's gonna take time. That's not gonna be.
It will take time, but the other part of it is you do get trophies for a certain number of kills with a specific weapon. So like, if you kill like some of the monsters with like the plasma cutter, like 20 or 50 times or something like that. Yeah, 50.
This one I'm sure of.
Oh, yeah, that one is pretty solid. Once you kill 50 monsters with or 50 necromorphs with the plasma cutter, you get that trophy. You won't get another trophy, so you can automatically switch to the pulse rifle, kill 50 necromorphs, get the pulse rifle trophy, and keep switching through all the weapons.
Basically the same way that you do it with Uncharted.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
See, it's a slippery slope, because what I did is I always had ammo for the plasma cutter, it seems. So I kept upgrading that one. So now it's like this super powerful weapon. However, I'm still trying to, I don't know how, I still haven't killed enough with the plasma rifle, or I'm sorry, the pulse rifle or the Ripper. And I've been killing things with that, but I still haven't gotten the trophy. But those weapons are all powered down because I've been putting my nodes into the plasma cutter.
Exactly.
So I'm saying when you get the plasma cutter thing, toss it to the side and start upgrading the other weapon.
Yeah,
you
but-
choose one and upgrade that one and go.
Right, but here's another. Just the tip. Just the tip.
Baby.
Just the tip. I thought you were going to keep saying. Anyway, one of the things that happens within the game is as you upgrade the weapons fully, the visual treatment and the sound treatment of the weapons change as you max out all of the categories for each weapon. So if you max out, like, once you max out, like, the reload, the damage, the capacity, stuff like that, like, some of the weapons look will change. Like, the Ripper the saw blade will turn red hot, and it'll sound completely differently when you fire it off. But the tip is, just the tip, is that you don't have to fill out every single node on that schematic. What you do have to do is make sure that all your connections connect up to the specific categories. So, like, if there's one where it's like you've got your start point and then you have to fill in, like, the blank one, and then all of a sudden you get to the capacity. As long as you connect those lines, you can leave the random blank ones that are scattered around that don't connect to anything and just make the shortest path to tie up all of those, like, specific categories, like the damage and the reload and everything else. And once you fill up all of those,
all the colored ones,
all the ones that really count towards the categories, then you get the visual treatment, and then you're totally maxed out with it, and you don't have to sink any more into that. So that's a key. Just the tip.
One final just a tip for Dead Space that I didn't know. I literally did this part of the game and then went and looked online to see if somebody had a list of everything, and it was all upset. When you get to the asteroids part, where you're shooting asteroids, there is a trophy there that's hidden for having, I think, more than 50% of the hull intact, or maybe 75 or something. So just keep retrying until you get that.
Right.
There you go.
What's your one to close this out here, Rope?
So my one to close it out is last week, I think it was last week,
yes.
I mentioned that I was going to create a Little Big Planet level to get you a bunch of trophies, and I have done this.
And it works.
And it works. Greg, you've tried it. You got, what, 6 trophies on it?
Yeah, well, I thought it was maybe a little bit higher when I got out of that, because I commented on your thing, too.
It didn't have the speed one.
Yeah, the speed and the height weren't
height.
working when I did it, but I don't know if you fixed it or if I was just doing it wrong.
know.
You say I was doing it wrong.
So here's the thing: is
Always doubting me.
sometimes so basically, I made this level. It's a piece of crap, but it works. All right, I made it in 15 minutes, so it's not pretty. It doesn't do whatever. I've made much better stuff. I'll tell you this much. But it gets you trophies, and you can get a good 6+ trophies in like 30 seconds from this one level. So basically, you just walk in. There's a bunch of points. You just grab them all. You'll get the multipliers. You'll get the million points from this one thing.
The points.
So yeah, and your points max out in one level at 1 million, which is the trophy anyway. So once you get all the points, then just to the right of that is a little trampoline, or it's like a little jumper. You jump on that thing, and it's supposed to shoot you in the air. It should give you the height thing, and probably also the speed. Sometimes I have it like cranked all the way up super speed, so it actually throw you to the ceiling. The level's tall as hell. If it doesn't work, just restart the level and try it again, and you should get however many trophies. Then if you also comment on the level, you'll get a trophy for that. And then heart it and heart me as an author. And then you'll help me get the trophy for the author thing. But anyway, so if you play the level and it works for you, then do me a favor and heart the level and heart me as an author, so I can get trophies for that. But you will get, or you should be able to get, unless you've gotten a bunch of trophies from something else, you'll get 6+ trophies in like 30 seconds from this thing. So the level name is Trophies Galore with a space in there. I had published it already. It was up on the thing. Greg played it. A bunch of people played it, but in the beta, but it worked, except that there was no trophies. So people were like, this sucks, whatever, but there weren't any trophies left. Also, it looks like crap, so that's true. But if for some reason it didn't make it over in the final one, I will republish it probably Monday. So if you guys get the game early, and if the servers are down right now. But
the servers are off right now.
Yeah, but if the servers are up and you don't see my level, then just try it again. Also, the search was kind of screwy, like in the beta, so hopefully it works better.
Yeah.
But if that doesn't work, my PSN ID is Cheese Gravy, with just CheeseGravy, cheese gravy.
Cheese.
So you can look
Cheese gravy.
Yeah, so you can look for my level on there.
It's cheese gravy.
Anyway, it's called Trophies Galore. So go get your trophies from that thing.
Did you guys ever mention?
You just made yourself PSN Hit of the Week.
Yes, yes, you did. Chris
PSN
Roper is
confirmed.
PSN Hit of the Week.
Did you guys ever mention Linger in the Shadows trophies last week when I was gone?
No, we didn't.
No.
But that's okay. So
Here's a tip: if you want to spend $3 or what is it, $2.50 or whatever,
$3,
There you
you'll
go.
get
On
16
16
trophies
trophies.
in about as many minutes.
Yeah, exactly.
It's-
I mean, it's easy. I
yeah,
mean,
it's
it's a
super
piece of
easy.
cake.
No, we all did. I did it.
We'll
Yeah.
come,
I
we'll
haven't
come
done
back.
it yet, but I'm
We'll come back
working.
to Linger and trophies. We got to read a question about that one. So let's get on with the show.
just the tips.
Topic of the week.
Topic of the week.
It's the topic of the week!
Did we ever decide on topic of
No,
the
we
week?
never talked about it before the show.
Oh, no.
The way I see it,
well.
the way
This
I
is
see
so
it, we could talk
freeform.
about Japan
Wow.
because
Let's
Ryan
talk.
was there.
Let's do it. Let's talk about Japan. Let's
Okay.
talk about the show / Ryan's experience.
Yeah, I want to hear
Is
some
it
crazy
fish?
stories.
I got
Is
some
it
crazy
fish?
stories.
Let's
yeah.
hear it. Yeah.
Let's hear it.
First off-
Absolutely no guidelines
it.
whatsoever.
First
now.
off, is it fish? How did that go for you?
Is it fish went very well for me, actually,
Ooh.
because the only time I got fish was when I ordered fish. So you could say I played What the Hell Am I Eating and like a modified form of Is it, oh my God, is this fish? Because at one point I ordered prawns, fried prawns, and I was expecting it to just be like a fried shrimp
Prawny.
of some kind.
Yeah.
When I opened up the lid on the thing, this was like something out of like 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea was sitting on my plate ready to be eaten. Like it was like, you know, like I hope I didn't blow out somebody's speakers.
I hope
but
you did.
Yeah.
and, like these things
Cost somebody to
were
crash.
the full. This had like the full head with eyes coming out
Awesome.
and like hundreds of little legs
Actually,
and
that'd be
stuff.
antenna.
Did you
not
eat it?
eyes.
Little legs.
Well, you know what I mean.
Did you eat it?
Yeah, I ate it.
Did you eat the head?
How
No,
was it?
you do not. You do not eat the head.
So you
That's
just cut the
gross.
legs
Did you
off
pinch
and
the
then
tail,
eat it.
suck the brain?
No, you snap the head off. Oh, so gross.
Just tail, suck
and,
the head?
and you snap the
Then scream.
tail off, and you eat like the million. And
Suck
then
the
it was
head?
crying in
Man,
pain.
this reminds me of Dead Space.
Somebody kill me. So that was gross. But anyway,
Was it good?
yeah, it was all right. The room service at this one hotel was terrible.
Yeah.
Which is unfortunate because the hotel's supposed to be really good.
Not the new Otani.
There was the new Otani.
okay.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'd say the people in the new Otani downstairs are very helpful.
Yes, they are.
extreme.
Yeah.
The hotel itself was fantastic. It was the room service, which was totally not up to par.
So you go for the dim sum.
What would you guys like to? There's so much to. I could
I
literally
heard,
spend.
I heard
the
something happen with Hideo Kojima.
Yes, which I will tell in a second. But yeah, I could literally spend 2 to 3 hours talking about this trip. And
Talk
be totally
about
fine.
the drink.
All right, so
Buy
we
you
are
a drink.
we are on the
Oh,
schwank,
shorty.
the 24th floor hotel bar,
Uh-huh.
you know, and up in the sky, and it's myself.
This is
a
this is
bunch
where?
of at the new Otani.
Okay.
So it's myself, a bunch of editors. We're all hanging out. We met up with some people from G4, a bunch of producers from G4. Morgan Webb was there, if you guys know her.
You embarrass
Name
yourself
dropper?
forever.
No, not at all.
Name dropper.
I met her like once before. She probably doesn't remember.
Of course not.
Name
I'm just
dropper.
faceless editor. But yeah, so we were there. We were drinking. It was fine. It was just like a nice casual night. And this group of people kind of came into the corner. It was like 3 people. They came around the corner and sat down on a couch in the corner. And it was like a dark bar, kind of quiet. It was nice. And Clayman like kind of leans over and whispers something to I forgot who he was talking to, but there was like kind of a hubbub down there. And then this message started getting very covertly passed to like down the line of our table. And eventually, oh god, I forgot who told me. I think it was Damon.
You were so drunk.
No,
You
I
had
was
no idea
not.
who these people were.
Yeah, I
you
did
worked
not.
with them for a year. No
I
idea.
just
who
forgot what the
was this?
seating arrangement was. Don't interrupt my stories.
I'm adding.
So Damon leans over, or I think it was Damon, and he was like, keep this on the down low. But Clayman is like 99% sure that Hideo Kojima just walked into the bar and he's sitting in the corner. And I was like, oh my gods. So I look over
You
and
immediately pee your pants.
friggin' Hideo Kojima's having a drink with this woman and like his translator, one of his producers, and it's just they're sitting in the corner just having a drink. And Clayman being the ultimate pimp, like this was like the
ultimate
cool
pimp?
yes, this was like the sweetest move. He buys and sends over a drink to Kojima's table. I don't know if he bought it just for Kojima or for all 3 of the people, but he had to explain this to the waitress for so long because the waitress just didn't get it. Finally, they send the drinks over, and then ultimate amazingness, Kojima and their team like get up and bring their drinks over and come over to our table and thank us, and we all raise a glass together and we're all laughing and stuff, and Kojima's like, no interview please.
He is
And,
approachable. you
yeah,
know.
no, I mean, it was awesome. The guys were it was really nice, and I got to clink glasses with Hideo Kojima and his team, which was unbelievable. We were all just totally starstruck at that point, but it was pretty awesome, especially in the wake of Metal Gear Solid 4 just coming out.
Like I said, he
So,
is approachable.
he's a very cool
But then
guy.
again, I've also tended bar for him, so it's like at that event. So
Yeah.
he is very nice, and we'll have conversations.
It was really cool. I mean, it was quick. We didn't want to disturb. I mean, he was just there to relax. We didn't want to disturb him, so we insisted that he go back and enjoy his drink and stuff. So, but that was really cool.
What drink was purchased for him? This is the question.
I think
Yes.
Clayman got him like a really expensive type of whiskey or something like that.
Okay, that's a good call.
Shirley
Yeah.
Temple.
It was a Virgin Shirley Temple.
That's a good call because
Yeah.
this is from what I understand, and it could be something wrong for me, but from what I understand, whiskey is pretty big over in Japan.
Oh yeah.
So that's
For
a pretty
relaxing
good call.
times, make it Centauri
Centauri
time.
time.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't dig that movie.
Although
Yeah, I know.
I
I'm
can't
a
get
big
into
Bill
it.
Murray fan, so I had to.
although I also,
Yeah, no, I love Bill Murray too, but like I watched it when it first came out on DVD. I was like, I never saw it in theater. I was like, I'll just buy it, and then
It's
I watched
overhyped
it
for sure. Like,
yeah,
the
and
fact that
and
people
I
were
was,
talking about Oscars
and I
and
was like,
stuff,
okay, whatever. And then like a year or two later, it was on cable or something, and I was like, I'll give it another shot. I watched it before I went to Tokyo. Then I watched it, about a year after I'd been there, and we stayed in the hotel that the movie shot in, and. So it was cool. It was sort of like a flashback for me. Like, oh, I remember that scene. I remember this bar. I was in there and all this kind of stuff. But the movie just doesn't do it for me.
Yeah.
Anyway.
although he's really a big fan. Red wine.
The red wine.
Yeah.
There you go.
Gotcha. Yeah, that would have been a good choice.
Ryan, what else did you see in Tokyo? Let's talk about some games.
I would just like to say, first of all, that you guys know I'm a total Japan nut, right? And I've always wanted to go to Japan ever since I was young. And so part of me was like, okay, this might not be like the experience you think it'll be. Before I went, I was like, it's probably just going to be fine. No, it was 400 times better than what I could have possibly imagined.
That's a lot.
One of the best, week-long periods of my life, easily.
You know what
So-
I like here, too, is I come over to you like a month or two before TGS is going on, and Greg had been scheduled to go, but then it was your anniversary.
Yeah, they
so,
bumped it back into my.
Yeah,
anniversary.
so you couldn't go. You just
Stupid
stay here and celebrate. But so then I go over to Ryan and I go, Ryan, do you want to go to TGS this year? We're planning. Do you want to go to this thing? You go. Can I have a couple days to think about this? Can I have the weekend to think about this? And you're like,
Well, because I was also scheduled to, or had I already gone to Leipzig at that point? Or I was
forget.
scheduled to go.
I think you're still scheduled to go. But
Yeah,
you're like, probably. But let me think over the weekend. I'll get back to you. I was like, really? I'm like, you're questioning.
It's
I mean,
tough.
the thing was, I was
especially
going to send you
back-to-back.
regardless.
The ticket was already bought.
The illusion of choice.
Yeah,
Aw.
but I was like, do you want to volunteer, or do you want me to force you to go? And then you hesitated, and I didn't expect the hesitation. But anyway, so that was interesting.
I think the only reason I hesitated is because it's still a ton of work. It's still, it's still tough. It's a challenge. Not as bad as Leipzig, certainly, and also it was just E3, then Leipzig,
Yeah.
then I had a humongous personal thing with having to move my apartment and stuff all myself, and then Tokyo. So it was like a lot of
there was
work
a lot
back
of stuff
to back.
going on.
Yeah.
But yeah, but I'm so glad I got the chance to go. It was a awesome opportunity.
Did you go to Tokyo Disney?
No, we did not.
Damn, missed opportunity.
There was way better things that
Mr. Juan Castro and I went there when we were in
Tokyo
TGS
Disney?
a couple years ago, and it's the business.
We
It's awesome.
hit up some of the cultural hotspots of Tokyo, which was awesome. We were staying in Shinjuku at first, and then we went to Shibuya and Harajuku, which are two of the huge pop culture focal points in Tokyo.
Did you get
So it was
kaiten
awesome.
sushi?
Maybe, I don't know.
Ryan, I'm going to remind you of this, but you had a shout out.
I did have a shout. Oh, should I do this now?
Yeah,
I was
we're
gonna
talking
save it
we're
for
talking about it.
later.
Let's do the shout out
So
now.
this was actually on the last day of the show, and I'm just walking through. I was embarrassingly tasked by Charles to take photographs of when all the booth babes, I like to say booth attendants to be polite, but yeah, booth babes line up in the giant lines at the end. They all gather the whole company's attendants together and they line them up.
Mm-hmm.
And I was tasked with taking pictures of this. Which I don't know. It was kind of I'm kind of shy when it comes to that stuff. So, but I took the pictures.
Yeah, I don't like
Anyways.
doing it either.
Yeah. So, because oh god.
Oh, that was almost terrible.
iPhone drop.
You know what's weird?
almost.
I just mentioned that I went to Tokyo Disney with Juan. He just sent me a text message.
Whoa.
And I'm trying to read it while it's going on, and then I almost dropped my iPhone in my hot
Into the
chocolate.
chocolate.
And it
That
got
would have been
saved though.
bad.
Yeah.
Your response to him should be Lego Batman.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I'm doing it.
Yeah.
Let me type this one to him right now.
Anyway,
Yeah, ask
for the
sorry.
Lego
Yes,
Batmans.
Please go, sir.
So anyway, I'm on the show floor. They finish it up. They're playing the Get Out of Our Convention
Yeah,
Center
yeah.
song over the PA, and I'm walking along, and then this guy kind of comes up to me very eagerly, kind of very straightforward, and he just kind of shakes my hand, and he's like, oh man, it's great. You Ryan Clements is great to meet. He had a British accent,
okay.
but I'm not gonna try and replicate it here in order to offend him.
Ryan Clements?
Oh no.
But Greg goes there
not
anyway.
Cockney.
No, but he was like, "Oh man, like I love the show. I'm a huge listener of Beyond, Game Scoop, all that stuff."
Beyond!
And so he introduces himself. Most badass name. His name is John Steele,
Yeah.
who you reminded me,
John
who
Steele.
he noted is like a porn star name, which I kind of have to agree with. John Steele kind of sounds like a porn star name, and he is an English teacher in Japan.
Oh.
And he, I just wanted to give him a shout out. He was an extremely nice guy. He made the greatest comment. He was like, yeah, man, you look a lot cooler in real life. And I was like, thanks? and he was like, well, it's hard to, talk about video games and sound cool. So you're like a normal person. And I was like, oh, thank you, sir. So that was a nice comment, I guess. And I also
Did you
told
put
him
your
I
tentacle
would.
back in your skull?
And then I also wanted to give. He asked me very politely if I could give a good luck shout out to his team, Stoke City.
Stoke City, what?
Yeah. So I'm wishing them luck. I doubt any of the players.
What are they playing?
I don't even know.
Okay.
Oh, God.
Hey, Stoke City, go beyond!
That's some good journalism there, Ryan.
Yeah.
Well, I
Excellent.
didn't really ask him because I didn't want to keep him for too long. But
You didn't want to stoke a city.
what?
Meh.
Crazy. Anyway, so that's
All right.
a shout out to John.
That
Very-
wraps up
very
topic
cool
of the
guy.
week.
Topic of the week.
Wow, those are the only stories I get to tell out of all the amazing things that happen.
Dude, we're
Come on.
you got a lot to say there. You got to get on with reader mail. People
Reader
got
mail?
questions
No,
right here.
Hey,
I'm sure.
okay, here's one
Hold
final
on,
thing to
wait,
recommend.
wait,
Lions want to know.
I just think that the readers would have wanted to hear about the most epic party ever held ever, but
No.
I guess that
All right,
that's
here it
just
is.
not something.
Let's do the.
You don't even know.
give him a time.
You
I
don't
get it.
even know.
I've
Ryan,
heard.
Ryan,
No.
I'm gonna give you 2 minutes on the dot to describe the party. I'll tell you when to go.
All right.
All right, you got 15. In 15 seconds, we'll start. So we're
Okay.
gonna do the little countdown. All right.
Okay, we're gonna do a
so collect
countdown.
your thoughts about how you're gonna tell the story.
This is Ryan Clemence's
When it
tease
hits,
of the
if you're
best
still
party
going,
in
I'm
the
gonna
world
mute you.
ever.
Okay.
All right. So you better be
I'll
ready.
make it really quick.
All right,
It'll
you
be
got
like
a couple.
minute.
3 seconds.
All right.
2, 1. Hit it.
Okay, so following the drink with Hideo Kojima, we were just wandering around the town trying to figure out something to do, but unfortunately there was really nothing to do because the town is entirely dead besides the convention center. So what we happened to do is just walk around the street and we saw this giant influx of people coming from the train station, walking towards the convention center. We were like, hey, what's going on here? Where are all these people coming from? And it was myself, Clayman, and Charles. And we're all like, oh my god, we really want something to do, but there's absolutely nothing to do in Makuhari. Let's just follow this giant train of people. Turns out the giant train of people is going towards the convention center, going to the 30th anniversary Diesel Jeans worldwide event, which just means that there are giant parties being held in Tokyo, Beijing, New York, somewhere in Australia, in London, all across the world, and they're all happening what I assume to be simultaneously. So we go into this party. It's an $80 cover per person. We're like, we have to do this because there's no chance that you're ever going to have this experience before. Am I right, Craig?
No, I would
of course
not
I'm
do
right.
this.
But anyway, so we go in there, and literally we get into the party, and it is thousands of people dancing to intense, awesome live music in 3 convention centers. It is quite possibly the most epic party that I have ever seen, and it was awesome. I ended up being there till 5 in the morning. And yeah, it was basically one of the greatest moments of my life. It was awesome. It cannot be described in words. And Charles most appropriately put that it was the only time that you'll ever see a party that awesome in your entire life.
Did
And
the
it is
$80
totally
cover
true.
your drinks?
No.
That sucks.
Yeah.
I would like to let you know that you told that story in 74 seconds plus minus. It's pretty good.
With your remaining time,
Way under time. That's pretty good.
with your remaining time, please wrap up all 27 announcements that he promised. that
Yes.
I don't remember
Including
seeing.
the 12 or 11 games that never actually occurred.
Yeah.
Weird.
Man.
Top of the week.
That's good. All right, let's
Epic
get on to
party.
some reader mail.
Reader mail? Chain mail? Mailman?
Our first
Mailbag?
one comes from 2779. Says, any news of a Super Stardust HD sequel? Beyond?
Beyond?
Whatever happened to the portable one? Did that come out?
No.
No, not yet.
Okay.
Yeah, it's still in progress.
Okay.
There is no news yet, but I'm sure everybody would love to play it. I'm sure it would sell
I
like
would love to play it.
it would sell like Bandits. I think.
Bandits?
Bandits
And Bandicoots.
and Bandicoots also. Man, I love that old Crash Bandicoot where he's like. No, he's in the car and he's what does he say? Booyah, Grandma. That's what he's. Man, that commercial was so good.
He used to. PlayStation used to have awesome
Yeah,
commercials.
they did. They had the one where he was standing outside of Nintendo's offices with a megaphone.
Oh, yeah, that was-
taunting Nintendo. God, those were so good. Anyway,
And then they threw him over.
yeah, but no news of the Super Stardust HD sequel. But we got to assume it's coming. Masticeg44 says, since Microsoft just announced 2 new bundles for the 360, do you see Sony announcing any new hardware bundles for the holiday season?
No.
A little late now, wouldn't it be?
It is kind of late, but they could just announce something and say, guess what, Black Friday, day after Thanksgiving, they're like, here's when it's going on sale.
Well, they did announce stuff at TGS.
There is stuff in Japan.
There's
Yeah,
some
it's
in Japan.
Japan stuff, right? That
But,
Little Big Planet
but
panel.
even
Little
like
Big Planet
Kazurai like mentioned that there's really nothing that they're going to do in response to anything that Microsoft does. So like no price drop, no new bundles supposedly. I mean like they're kind of just holding pat as they are going like, well,
You've
our
got the
games are gonna
PSP
speak for it.
3000 bundle. That's all you need.
There you go.
Ratchet and Clank Size Matters. Like you haven't played that before.
Yeah.
Crappy game.
So far as we know, nothing yet. It would be cool. I'd still love to see them do some sort of pack-in where they give you Resistance in the first Motorstorm for free and then get you to go out and buy the next ones.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, Bredesen says, with some dev teams not showing off their stuff at TGS, like Team Eco or Polyphony Digital or whatever with Gran Turismo 5, wherein are we going to see some of the stuff? Next big thing is Jump later this year and then whatever, and then we wait until GDC. He says, are we not even going to see these products until 2010? So here's the thing is, Gran Turismo has, Gran Turismo 5 prologue already exists, so you've sort of seen kind of, a little glimpse at 5. So, and everybody knows it's 5 coming, and the game's going to sell 10 trillion copies, so they don't need to be talking about it too far out in advance.
10 trillion.
Yeah,
I think that's more than there are people on the planet.
Everybody's going to buy 128 to
I
make
hope
that
that's
number
the
happen.
box quote.
Yes.
IGN.com. This game will sell 10 trillion copies.
across the universe.
All right. The thing about the Team Eco game, whatever they're working on, is Team Eco is a developer that is all other developers are fanboys of, basically. Lots of people are fanboys of them because they do such crazy work, right? So it seems to me like showing off their next stuff at this point. I would have expected at least some sort of hint at TGS that didn't happen. GDC now seems like a good time for me to expect that, because you got to figure that all these other people want to see what they're doing. Everybody else are big fans of them, so you got to say, man, take it to the developers themselves and show it to them as to let them sort of, back in the day before they started making games and they're all fans, they're reading magazines, sort of stuff like that, give them that sort of thing. They go to the conference and they, see this thing. That'd be a pretty cool treat for all of them, I think, and everybody else. But
you don't think it would be an independent event entirely, like something that they privately hold?
No.
In
it could happen. I mean, Shadow of the Colossus got announced at some meeting with a overhead projector or something.
I might think that it might be E3 instead of GDC, unless they're actually going to reveal like something that they're doing on how they're using the PS3 to implement their new process. Or their new project.
I don't remember, God of War 2 got announced at GDC.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, like because Eco, just like what you were saying, like because Eco is so like innovative in what they wind up coming up with project-wise, it's one of those things that unless they're actually going to show off, like, hey, this is exactly how we're using like the cell, and this is what we're doing, so that we can implement these.
I don't think it has to be anything based on hardware, and here's why. So first off, God of War 2 got already announced there, so there's precedent from Sony to announce big titles.
Yeah, they announced a Little Big Planet.
Little Big Planet was announced at GDC. Although Little Big Planet was something a little bit different, because when the game got announced, it was nobody had any idea what the reaction was gonna be or anything like that, right? So that was a brand new thing. Test the waters. That was perfect spot for that, because you have people in attendance that are looking for innovative titles.
SingStar.
Okay, well, whatever. But so God of War 2 though, obviously that's a big thing.
Right.
Microsoft this past GDC had the whole Gears of War 2 announcement. So Sony may be looking to next year saying we need something big in case Microsoft announces Halo 4 or something, and then has Team Eco there. I think Sony's got to have something, but we'll see if that's what it is. I would bet $10 that we're going to see the next Team Eco game there, and I will even give the money up even if they appear, because I will be sweating all over myself or something in anticipation of that game.
Another good box quote.
Yeah, there you go.
I'm getting the money up because I was sweating all over myself.
Here's the quote. Assuming that the game gets announced, comes out a year later, it says, at release, my clothes will have been stained with a year's worth of sweat in anticipation for this title. There's the box quote. All right. moving on to Ston Called.
Oh, yeah.
It says, which one of you guys is going to volunteer and call Sega every single day to let it be known that people will be hurt if Yakuza 3 and Yakuza Kenzin, for that matter, doesn't get released here? I think it's pretty much guaranteed that Yakuza 3 will come out here.
That was another epic Clayman story, is when he went to the trailer for that. Did he tell you guys that?
No.
He went to the Yakuza 3 trailer.
He just said it was awesome.
And it was, I guess, like 25 minutes long. Like the trailer was like, and it was the loudest trailer he's ever seen, to the point of where people were wincing in the audience because it was hurting everyone's ears.
Man. That's pretty brutal. But Yakuza Kenzin, maybe we'll see, maybe we won't, but Yakuza 3, I think it's pretty much guaranteed. I mean, everybody loves Yakuza 2, and, yeah, so good. Epidemic says, Far Cry 2, good or not? I don't know. We haven't seen it in the office yet.
The home space looks neat.
Just went gold. So I mean, everything we've seen of the game so far looks like it could be pretty cool. We'll have to see how it turns out in the long run, but I think it's a good chance it'll be really fun. So we'll see. There we go. Big Boss X Hunter says, "Do you know if we can use a PSN card to download SingStar songs and Gran Turismo or GTEP?"
For sure in the SingStar.
Yeah, I mean the PSN cards just give you cash.
Yeah, they just
basically.
add funds to your wallet.
Yeah, they add funds to your wallet, so you can go spend that on anything you want. So there you go. Murph JP says, "If you were a character," this is a very interesting question.
Oh, here we go.
Remember, today's Thursday. That means the office is on tonight. I'm wearing my. So,
Are you wearing it?
The
I love this shirt.
is,
Cracks me up every time.
Stanley Nickel is to a Shrootbuck as unicorns are to leprechauns. So I got that shirt on. But anyway, so Murph JP says, "If you were a character on The Office, who would you be?" Let's try to figure out who everybody in this room would be on The Office. This is a tough one.
For a while, I was compared to Ryan because my name is Ryan, and also because at one point he was dating an Indian girl, and I am dating an Indian girl.
I think that
he was soft-spoken for a long time, too.
Yeah, I think that you could be compared to Ryan from seasons 1 through 3, but not in 4.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, you're right.
Wait,
because 4 is when he was in charge.
Yeah, now we're in 5 now.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
You're like,
So,
and clearly, you will never be in charge of anything.
no. I'm just saying that in 4 he became kind of a pompous ass. So
yeah.
You could wind up being that. We'll see what happens in year 4 of your year here, or career here.
If he makes it.
Yeah.
If I survive.
Yeah, you all of a sudden take over top position.
Interesting question.
But so we'll say Ryan is Ryan from seasons 1 through 3.
Okay.
Yep.
And then somehow not really 5 because he's still got
We
elements.
should give it to each other who we think, because it's hard to dime yourself out.
Yeah. But so I'm going to say Ryan is Ryan. That's what I'm going to say.
Yep.
Close to that. Jeff, who would Jeff be? That's a tough one. I think Jeff.
If I said Stanley, would you punch me in the face?
Not 100%, but I think Jeff has a little bit of Creed in him.
That's what I was gonna. That's what I was thinking. Yeah.
I think Jeff's got a little bit of that in there.
If we trade your apple for an onion, will you eat it and not notice?
What was the line when they went to that little retreat on the beach and he was like, "Oh, we have hot dogs," and he was like holding like a dead fish or something in his hand. You guys remember that?
Yeah.
That was one of my favorite lines.
I would say you're Stanley. And
Yeah?
not in any way of, like, obviously he's not in charge of the office as you would be. But, I mean, definitely you're very quiet. But if someone pisses you off, you let them know really easily. Just like Stanley would.
Yeah, that's true.
I can kind of see that.
Who am
But I also don't live my life for Pretzel Day.
True.
So.
Yeah, that's true.
Man,
But, I mean,
that's a tough one.
yeah, what do you do? I mean,
But do you live for Bagel Day?
No,
No.
I haven't eaten bagel on Bagel Day in a long
couple
time.
months.
Yeah, it's been a while. So I got to go to the EIC meeting and all that kind of stuff. And then Greg, who would Greg be? I think it's a tough call too.
does anybody have a better guess for Roper?
I got to say that you're again not 100% parts of Andy.
Yeah,
There you
I
go.
sing a lot.
Yeah. There you go.
I did.
You're like a combination of Andy and oh my god, I can't believe I forgot his name.
Jim.
Jim.
Okay.
I
There
could
you
see
go.
like a cross between Andy and Jim. If they had a child, it would be you.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, so that answers that question as best as we possibly can. Black Mantle writes in. He says this question is specifically for Ryan.
Hey.
That's me.
What did you? So
I love everyone.
this is the question I referred to earlier. People writing and asking about what you think. Some of the impressions and stuff like that. But I'll ask the last part. Do you have any interesting stories that can be spilt, which you already did, such as the return of the wizard? Did you see the wizard return?
The wizard.
Good point. No, I don't really remember seeing
would be
him.
awesome.
Did you see a ghost?
That would.
If he was following you.
What about a Japanese ghost?
No, I
Dragon?
didn't see any
Oni?
Japanese ghosts. No Onis.
Oh,
Yeah, unfortunately, I
not
didn't really.
searching.
Besides
Why should I pop
besides
you?
the cosplayers, I did not see anyone really. Although there were some incredible cosplayers there. So ridiculous the amount of detail they put into those costumes.
Yeah.
Absurd.
GTA3AVCASA writes in and he says, "You're just wondering now that I have essentially completed Living Planet. I did finish the thing, like the day after the last podcast. Can we shed a little light on the one feature that Alex Evans said he was excited to show fans before the release of the game? So this is before, remember, we mentioned that there was supposed to be one hidden feature that they hadn't talked about, that they were excited to share with people. I had said I was a stage or two away from finishing it. Maybe there's something at the end, but I hadn't seen it yet. I finished the game. There was nothing. I didn't find anything that nobody didn't know about before.
Yeah.
So I don't know what that feature is.
Do you have 100% on all levels? You think it's something that crazy?
No, I'm trying to do that. I have completed without dying, gotten all the treasures, whatever, from the first 3 stages, and then I went as soon as I beat the game. The stages at the end, you can beat them without too much problem, but doing it without dying
Yeah.
is really hard. I went back and did all of those stages. So I've done the don't die at the end.
Okay.
So now I have to go through, do it in the middle, and my wife and I are playing through to collect all the stuff.
I see.
But so having to go through that to unlock something that they would be that excited about seems kind of insane.
Yeah.
Because there's, it takes you a good while. That's like saying, hey, we have this massive feature in this game, but you have to find,
Everything
in
else.
Halo, go find all the hidden skulls to unlock.
Oh, it could be a
something.
code that's released later.
That's possible. But in the game itself, there's nothing that surprised me that popped up that we hadn't seen before, or whatever. So, we'll see how that goes. Let's see here. Dopalicious writes in. He says, sorry, I messed that up. WTF is Linger in Shadows.
WFT.
Yeah. Should I download this? It just confuses me. So, Linger in Shadows. It classifies itself, or people have classified it, the developers, it's a demo scene thing, but as interactive art. So basically, you turn it on, you can choose to watch it, and then I think it's 6 minutes and 50 seconds. Basically, it's a advanced screensaver tech demo. It just runs through this story that doesn't make any sense, like a flying dog. It's turned into stone. The things from the Matrix comes out and like blows stuff up, and then like this shadow comes and like fights stuff, and then the thing ends. It doesn't make any sense, right?
Yeah.
And then you can
It's abstract.
It is abstract. So then you can pick the linger option, which you then go through that thing again, but it's like it gives you a chunk of time. Gives you like a minute or two chunk at a time, and then in that minute you have to go in and find where you press certain buttons, and you can pause time, and then after you the first chunk you can control it and fast forward and rewind or whatever, and then you'll see on the screen it'll show an icon. If you get at one point the camera pans in close to the cat's eye, and you can press the action button there, and you'll shoot into its eye and go through this roller coaster thing with all. It doesn't make any sense, but anyway, so it should have been free, I think. But anyway, the trophies that we were talking about before.
That's why they put money on it.
Yeah, so if you find, there's 5 or 6 sigils in the game, which are the things that you need to get past those time blocks, basically. Yep. Those things each give you trophies, and then there's 10 shout-outs, basically, to other demo sim teams, where you'll pause and you'll look around, you move the camera, and it'll be hidden off to the side.
Using 6-axis.
Yeah, you use the 6-axis. You look off to the side, and then if you see their logo, you just kind of wait there for a second. It'll kind of glow, and then give you credit for it, and you get all the trophies. So you can find them yourself without too much trouble. And if you just go and find a fax that somebody wrote, tells you exactly what time, where to look, you get trophies. No problem.
I will say that I did find it interesting, just having not really known what it was before and going in there and just trying to experience it as interactive art. I thought it was interesting. I don't know if it's worth a lot of money.
So here's the thing. A while ago, I have no idea what episode this would have been, but way back at the Judges Day.
I remember you talking about it.
Way back at the Judges Day, back in May, Greg and I went to the PlayStation Judges Day. They had a bunch of games on show there, right? And one of them was Linger in Shadows, and there's a guy sitting there demoing the thing. Now, at this point, this was the first time that Linger in Shadows is ever shown anywhere, so I go see this thing, and I get that it's just a demo. It just runs through. You can move the camera and stuff. You can do that sort of thing, but it's not a game, right? It's just an interactive thing. The guy that's giving the demo just keeps some other dude comes over there. I walked over there about 30 seconds after this other guy. The guy's explaining to him what it is about his demo scene, and then pauses the thing and goes, "Do you know what the demo scene is?" And the guy goes, "Not really." And he goes, "Well, let me give you the history," and just goes on this half an hour tirade about the demo scene with the stupid game paused in the background, right? So you couldn't see it. Had the guy not gone into this thing and let it play, I would have seen the entire thing in 6.5 minutes and could have told you about the game way months ago.
You were so angry.
I was so angry this dude would not stop talking.
You and I had been up till 5 in the morning drinking and playing SingStar.
Yeah.
We were so hungover.
Yeah.
And when you're just sitting there fuming at this person.
Yeah, it was pretty terrible. It was also 100 degrees in that place, so that didn't help either.
It's pretty warm in here right now. I don't know if you guys have
Soleus
noticed.
isn't turned on. He's just sitting there.
Yeah.
He needs to pop out. Yeah, he's a robot. He's the GameScoop robot.
Soleus?
Yeah.
Huh.
He makes an appearance in the GameScoop podcast or the GameScoop Little Big Planet level.
Yeah. There you go.
So do you. I don't know if you've seen that since you've been gone.
I
All right.
And there actually is. There's a level dedicated for you.
There's a Ryan
Clement's adventure.
Yeah.
To me?
Yeah.
It was broken, but
It was
they
broken
fixed
when we
it.
tried to play it.
But now the servers are down, so
Yeah.
we can't even go show you.
Anyway, the GameScoop level's cooler, but there's one for you.
Oh.
Anyway, all right. So that ends the mail call and all that kind of stuff. Maelstrom over. Let's. I already know sort of the answer. I know.
Oh, you wish you knew the answer to this one.
We're trying to do something about it today. What's happening with the editor
Even though,
beatdown?
the EA servers tried to stop me from updating the NCAA Dynasty, it has been updated. We're back on track. It's week 11. Sticks and Picks is Texas Tech. He is number 8 in the country right now with a record of 8-1 going into Oklahoma State this time. Jeff is Oklahoma, number 19 in the country with a 6-3 record. They're up against Texas A&M this week. Rolls Royce 5 is KU, number 15 in the country with a 7-2 record. They're up against number 17 Nebraska. Me, I'm Mizzou, number 12 in the country, 7-2. I'm up against K-State, number 16. I don't know what I wrote there. I have bad handwriting in a hurry.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, they're in the teens. Looks like a 15 or 16 maybe. And there we go. We'll play that. We're back on track. We're going to finish this thing. We're dedicated now.
There you go.
I'll tell you guys ahead of time, I put on the calendar thingamajig. NCAA has left the cabinet, is now in my hutch at all times.
There you go.
It's out of sight, out of mind. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now, though,
Now
we're
you
going to do
get the reminder.
every time. Also, tomorrow?
Possible. Yeah. Well, we still have to figure out whether or not the damn servers are going to work.
Correct. Yeah.
But now that we actually have SOCOM, we're going to all try and patch.
I can't be.
Well,
can't play.
Roper's got a couple different things that he's got to handle, but
I have to play both MotorStorm and Midnight Club online tomorrow.
I have about 7
back-to-back,
versions
basically.
of Spider-Man Web of Shadows to play too. But I'm going to drop in for a little bit on this.
yeah.
SOCOM bit.
So pretty much what we're going to try and do is we're going to try to snag the patch, download it, and hopefully Ryan, Greg, and I will hop online, get a little SOCOM on. We will post something up on the boards, let you know when, where, how long.
If it works.
And assuming that everything goes well, then, yeah, you'll be able to shoot many of us in the face.
There we go. PSN Hit of the Week is already established. It's apparently me.
Yep.
Hey.
Since I tried to do something nice for the community and give you level to get trophies.
you don't have to
now
make it
apparently
them.
I'm PSN Hit of the Week. No, it's fine.
PSN Hit of the Week confirmed again.
I'm not gonna repeat my ID. If you heard it the first time, it's good. Tournament winners, Ryan. You got an update from Beast 786?
Yeah, I have one from last week because you guys,
Do you have one
I
from this
wasn't
week?
around. Don't.
Damn it, we're always a week behind now. You gotta use like the DVR fast
I
forward
have
and
to
catch up. Hit the live button.
I guess Beast try and get him in earlier in the morning. I guess that's all I can say. Yes, basically they were playing some Wipeout HD last week, tournament mode.
Fine game.
And
Fine game.
And the winner was MP Dash. I don't know if that's part of his name, but it's Noob in Zero or Noobino. And he also, I guess it was mentioned at some point on a podcast that I was undergoing facial surgery of some kind because I was absent, and you guys made a joke about it. And he said, if you need a second opinion, let me know. Once again, proving that Beast786 is a genius.
Yes.
So thank you, Beast, for that. Congratulations to Noobino or Noob in Zero, whatever you prefer.
As the second part to the bit that we did before...
The bit.
Well,
They're not bits.
Just a bit.
Just a bit.
But we went through all the games. Now let's talk about what we're going to be playing for next week. What we got coming up for reviews. For myself... and busy release season, so it's absolutely crazy.
insane.
So Golden Axe is going today. I hate that game. Tomorrow we'll have the MotorStorm review going up. Basically, I've actually already written the review minus the multiplayer part. Then I got to play multiplayer tomorrow. Then immediately turn around, add that to my review, and then publish the thing. So I'm running down to the last second. But so far, I like the game a lot. That review will be up tomorrow. Monday, then immediately after finishing MotorStorm, I'm going right into Midnight Club. That review is going
Nice.
That review is supposed to be, if I can play enough of it, up to Monday at 2 p.m. Pacific time, which means as soon as I publish MotorStorm, I'm going right into Midnight Club, and then all through Saturday and Sunday, and Monday morning I write it, and then if I've played enough, so I'm hoping I can get in a good 20 plus hours over the weekend. That's gonna be kind of brutal, and then after that, Then that clears my review schedule a fair bit. I'm out of my... Oh, no. Sorry. I forgot about the coup de grace. The weekend after is when Guitar Hero 4 comes out. And Activision, in classic fashion, does not send you games early. So I'm probably going to get Guitar Hero on Friday before it comes out and have to plow through the game to try to get a review up even by the time it hits stores on that Sunday. But I'll have at least a couple days break.
Yeah.
That I can continue playing Little Big Planet and try to get platinum. But anyway, so that's what I got going on. Jeff, what do you have happening?
Well, of course, I've got SOCOM now. So I've got to try and get enough games in and matches and actually explore some of these new maps. Because the last time that we saw it, which was about June or July, we were only shown about 2 maps. And pretty much it was like Crossroads and it might have been Quarantine or Frostfire, whatever they're actually calling it, because I know that they were in the process of renaming some of the maps. So I've got a lot of SOCOM to play through. At some point, Resistance 2, the multiplayer beta, should be up. And by the time you listen to this, some of you might already have your beta keys. We've had some beta keys, like, just given to us, like, personally, but they have not been accessible or available. So I'm hoping that with today's update, they might be, put out on the PSN store and redeemable. So maybe I'll see you guys either in SOCOM or
we can all
Resistance
go
2.
shoot each other in the face.
We can shoot each other in the face with either realistic weapons or bullseyes. Who knows? Pew pew. So pretty much that is going to be the majority of it. And then I think I've got B-Boy. And
didn't that come out like 4 million
B-Boy
years ago?
PSP.
Finally
another
one.
is out. Yeah. And then I believe a couple of other things that I can't talk about right now.
There we go.
Because we're embargoed.
Secretive.
Ryan?
For me, I'm putting up, you'll see the Star Ocean First Departure PSP review today, maybe even around the time that this podcast goes up. And then right after that, I'm also going right into the weekend with Eternal Sonata all weekend, because that's next week. And then right after that, I'm going into Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm.
Ultimate Ninja Storm.
And then I also have to try and catch up with a few other things that came out, too.
Very good.
When I was in
Greg?
Japan.
I got a bunch of different versions of Spider-Man's Web of Shadows for review early next week. I'm on the Army Men Soldier of Misfortune game, and even though
Misfortune indeed.
it's not coming out to PS2 for quite some time, I got the Wii version in today, so I got to do that. And I need to still do SmackDown stuff for an exclusive review of that coming up in the future one day. You'll see.
And then
There
you'll
we go.
finally be done with SmackDown for a whole year.
Yes.
No, because it starts
Yeah.
way before
No,
the year's
yeah.
over. There's
Don't
like a-
forget now they've announced Legends of WrestleMania.
That's true.
So we're immediately going to that thing.
There is one other thing, which is Tomb Raider, which will be coming out. We'll be doing some stuff
There you go.
as of next week.
This
Hence-
is the time to be alive, man.
It's actually PS3
Hence
version.
the message from
Tomb
Mr.
Raider.
Juan Castro.
Exactly.
He's doing some Tomb Raider stuff for us today.
and,
so.
and it is
we
the
saw how well
PS3
Lego
version.
Batman stuff worked out for
Yeah.
us.
Well, yeah, that's true.
He
But
says Juan says Lego Batman is coming. I don't know if that means it's going to be in the car with him. And he's
Believe
bringing
it
it
when we
today.
see it.
Everyone knows
Or
Juan
it's still
Castro,
shipping.
or should at least.
Yeah.
Former PlayStation editor. Went over to the PR side, the dark side. Nice guy. Told me specifically I did not have to buy Lego Batman. He would make sure that I got a copy from the review stuff, everything else. I am waiting on Lego Batman still. It's only gotten more hectic. Come on,
Come on,
Clements.
Castro.
In 6 months when you leave us for a similar
That-
job,
that-
you better not do this.
The milk cart racer is not following up on his end of the deal.
That's good stuff. Anything else to mention at the end of the show? Anybody else got anything before we kick this one? Nope. Greg, what do we got tune-wise
Do you
today?
want me
we
to,
gotta-
can I help you?
It's just an intro, so I'm gonna just go down here, and then when the song starts, I'm stopping the intro and just going
Fair enough.
freestyle on it.
Are you gonna buy us a drink?
No, sadly I won't be. Everyone
Damn.
knows I am.
Come on, Shorty.
Totally in love with Isaac from Dead Space. So I wrote a song here. Well, I didn't write a song, but I plagiarized a song for in Isaac's honor. So we're gonna. Oh yeah, dude. Oh yeah. it's a long intro. So hold on.
Yes! This is awesome. Come on, Ryan, bounce to this.
I'm bouncing.
Journey with me into the mind of a maniac, doomed to be an engineer since I came out the nutsack. I'm in a murderous mind state with a heart full of terror. I see a corpse in the mirror. Buck, lights out. Cause when I get my plasma cutter, aliens get hauled off. Ha, R1 touches your mother beyond in flesh.
Beyond?
R2 shoot you beyond in heart out your
Beyond?
chest. You see, I'm quick to let the hammer go click on my
click.
rippers. So if you know how to wreck mine, fool, it's your bad time. Feel the blast of the Ishimura bomber. Infrared aimed at your head like your name is Sarah Connor. Decapitating, cause I ain't hesitating to put you in a funeral home with a bullet in your dome. I'm hot like lava. You got a problem? I got a problem solver. And his name is Pulse Rifle. Terror illustrates my era. Now I can't hang around my mama cause I scare her. I quick to blast the mother beyonder. Yeah, what's up? I feel like I'm busting a nut when I open you up cause your body is exposed to the midnight mist. All you weak necromorphs give my ring a kiss. Mass murderer, natural born killer. And Isaac doesn't want to die. Isaac don't want to die. Isaac don't want to. Isaac don't want to die. Die.
My God.
Oh yeah.
We'll see you guys next week.
Beyond.
Beyond.
Beyond. Help. Beyond. Beyond. What? Beyond. What? Beyond.
Potato.
What? Beyond. 415.
Potato.
Beyond.
I do.
650. Beyond.
415.
Beyond.